In this video, we are going to learn how to implement text input, edit, layout, and text input, edit, text. So these are the best, they're good, not the best, but they're good way how we can implement text input from users compared to the simple edit text that we are using, because these are now following the Material UI implementation. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So I've created here my linear layout that is having orientation vertical, and I'm going to put here a simple text edit layout. Okay, text edit layout here. It's not text edit layout, it is text input layout. And then I'll give it, okay, let me write it myself, text input layout. Okay, so I'll give it width of match parent, and I give it height of wrap content. Okay, and then I'll put inside it. So after you do that, you have to put there now inside you put the input or the text input. So don't use the text edit, it will work also, but you better use the text input edit in text input edit text. Okay, text input edit text. Okay, so that's the best one that you can use here. So I can say match parent, and also the head should wrap layout. Okay, should wrap content. So let me give general padding here on the main. That should not touch the the margins. I can give maybe the padding of how many, of maybe 10 dp, a padding of 10 dp across the width and height. So that is the input that we have created. You see, it is so far better compared to the text edit layout that we were using before. So this one, it comes with more features that we may need to implement. For example, let us put here the hint. Okay, let us put the hint. So the hint here we can put, for example, it's going to be username. Okay, so you see the username will be there compared to the other one that we are using. Okay, let me put the one that we were using before, the edit text. Okay, edit text, maybe match parent, and then you'll tell me which one is better. Okay, match parent and maybe wrap content. Okay, that is edit text that you're having, and you'll give here the hint, and maybe again say maybe name. Okay, let me put some margin on this, that you should have some spacing. Okay, margin maybe 10 dp. Okay, so just even if I remove this one, no problem. So you realize that this one, even though we have it, but the hint will not be shown until you run the application. Okay, we'll see. Margin, I'll give it 10 dp. Okay, 10 dp. So we're having those two. Now let me run the application, and you see how the two are going to appear before we even proceed. So let me run the app. It will start processing. So before we even proceed, let us check. This is this is our edit text with the input layout, and this is just a simple edit text that we are having before. Can you see? Here it's having a hint. For example, I can put my name, Mahindo Mubarak. You see, the hint cannot be shown once it is there, unless we add another label. But here, you see, when I click on it, the username will appear on top. For example, I can put Mobahud. Okay, so but the hint will remain there. So no matter what, this looks better and appealing, and it will still show you the hint compared to this one. So it looks much more better compared to the edit text. But any of them you can use it before. So let us remove this edit text. We're just using it for comparison. But our main focus today is the text input layout with the text input edit text. So once you have that one, so I'll show you different things that you can do. Let me first simply put here the second one. For example, I'm going to put here, maybe I'm going to collect the password. So I can put there the first one is username, and then the second one, the hint, let me make it what? Let me make it password. word. Okay, so first of all, this edit text hint, edit text input and layout, it allows us to limit the user, or it allows us to create the errors or to validate the input fields. For example, for the edit text, we could manually validate it, but here we have the ability to validate. For example, I want the user to put a maximum number of what? Of text of characters. So I just simply put max length. Okay, so content max length, I can say it is 15. So no, not max length there. I don't put it from there. I think I put it from here. Okay, max length, maximum length. Yeah, I put it from there. Not maximum length. Okay, so I can say 15. So what does it mean? It means that the user is not allowed to put more than 15 characters. It is supposed to be in the layout. Max length, let me put it in the layout. Maximum length, I'll put it in the layout here. Maximum length is supposed to be in the layout itself, that is surrounding the edit text input edit. Text input edit text. And then if I want to display the counter, so I can just simply say counter enabled, and then I say true. So when I say true, it will show the number of of the text that the user has. So as you can see here, if we put the counter max length, it will show us the number of text that you have to put. So let me run this and you see what it means. So it means that it will not allow the user, or it will warn the user once they go beyond 15 texts. So it means that I'll allow only 15 texts for the username. So the app is compiling and it is installing, and there it is. And I'm going to test by putting something beyond. You see, I'm being shown here what I must not go beyond. So if I click here and I start putting, when I go beyond 15 lines, 15 characters, you can see the application will start warning us that we have gone beyond 15 characters. Okay, so and it will be counting it. It should be showing us the counter there below. So that's how we can do what we can use that one to display and not display the counter, the warning. So as well, the counter can be shown here, as you can see here. So another thing that you can do here is showing the error. For example, if you want to not allow the user to display, if you want to show the error, okay, to this we simply say error enabled. So when you say error enabled, then it means that and make it true, it means that this counter will have will have error in space being enabled. Now if you want to put the error text, you just simply put error text, error content description, and then here you can write what it should be shown in the what it should be shown. So another thing that I wanted to show you is the password. So you can here enable the text to be input in password. For example, I can just put here the type of this, the input type. Input type is password or text password. Okay, that's how it will always be. And then I can enable here, I can show you this one. I can enable that feature where the user can toggle or hide and hide the password by simply put password toggled enabled, and then I make it true. Then you'll see that I think where the user can enable, show and hide password. To do this manually, it is possible, but it can cost you a lot of time and adding more features to implement. And a lot of time and more layouts to implement this feature of enabling and enabling the password. But here, by just simply putting password toggle enabled, that feature will be enabled for you. As you can see, we're having the I. So if I write the password, this is a simple password, I have the ability to toggle to hide and unhide it here. You see, we can hide, we can unhide, we can hide, we can unhide. So that comes with what? With password toggle enabled. So lastly, I want us to show how I want to show you how we can implement the error notification. So if you want to implement the error notification, first of all you have to put the error enabled. Okay, error enabled. So for example, I'm not going to allow the user to submit this form if the error, if the username is empty. So to do that, let us create here a button that will have a button, wrap content, and then I'll make it text, maybe login, and then I'll close this button, and then I'll come and put the ID, and then ID, and put btn maybe login, button login, and then I'll come to our layout and then create this button by simply putting button, and then I find this button by simply coming button is good, find view by ID r.id.button, and then we do what? We set click listener dot set on click listener new on click listener. So there I'm going to do the submit logic. Okay, so to do the submit logic, first of all I need to first check if the username is empty or not empty. So I'll just simply come here and add what? And add the ID. Okay, and add the ID. Okay, maybe we can say user name underscore field, and then okay, like I can say here username underscore input, and then here I come here on the outer layout and I give it also ID and say call it user name underscore what layout. Okay, so how these two, I'll come and create them here. So this is an object of username input, and I'll come and create it here. After creating it here, I'll put a semicolon, and then we have to also come and create the layout, the input of username layout, and then I'll come and create it here. So we have the two, the layout and the input. So why do I need the input? So link them to check if the characters are there or not. So I'll come and duplicate this one and do like this, copy. So there we go. Now what else? Now what we're going to do? What you're going to do is check if the username input is having free strings. Empty. Empty. If it is empty, okay. The input, if it's empty, then it will tell or will hide and hide the error. So I can simply create here a string and then say maybe username is equal to username input dot what dot get text. Okay, and then they say dot what dot trim dot to string, and then against I trim it dot trim. So this text will be trimmed and converted into what? Into string. So after, I'll now check if this text is empty or not. Dot what dot empty is empty. So if it is empty, it will trigger this first input, and then else I'll put here is not empty, and then to trigger the second bracket. So if it is empty, I want to set a warning here, or I want to set an error that you cannot submit an empty text. So to do that, I'll just now get the layout. Remember, I have the layout here, the username layout. So in this layout, I'm going to simply say dot set error. So in case it is empty, I'll enable the error. Set error. Say set error enabled. I can say error. I say set error, and then I'll put this error, which is username. Okay, username is empty. Okay, So after setting the error, so else part, I'll remove the what dot set error. I'll remove the error by just emptying it, or I put there null to remove the error. Okay, so by doing like that, we'll have done what? Oh, I see the mistake that we do. This one's supposed to be a layout, but we made a mistake here. We make it an edit text. So it's supposed to be set error enabled. So we first enable the error by making it true, and then after we say the error itself dot set error, then here I'll put the what? The error itself, which is username empty. Okay, username is empty. Else part, I will have to do what? To disable the error. So it will be set dot set error enabled. I'll make it what? I'll make it set error enabled. I'll make it false to unhide the what? The error, to hide the error. And then I'll also make set error, and I set into what? Into null to hide the error. So, and then maybe I can test here a toast, like toast maybe success, okay, to show that it was success. So this one will enable us to set the error, or to show the user the error, or to unhide the error when the user tries to log in or to click on login. So that user interface, it will help us to do things in a simpler way compared to having more layouts that may need us to do what? To implement that simple logic. So it is loading. I will just simply click on what? On login. Okay. This keyboard, I'll hide it. How to hide this keyboard? Oh, in fact, in the next video I'll show I can hide this keyboard. So I click on login. Can you see? Username is empty, and there is a warning here. Something that can cost us a lot to implement. So let me put now the username, and I click on login. You see the error is done what? Is hidden, and this thing is made null. Let me just set error. I'll set it to nothing. Okay. So error, I mean set, I can put here error set, yeah, you can put error enabled. Okay, so here it's set error enabled, not the whole layout. And then here it will be set error enabled false, okay, in case this is less than that. So let me run the application for the last time. It will compile and then bring our application. So there we are. Now I'm going to try to submit this form before we enter the error. Before we enter anything in the username, and then I click here. You see username is empty with that beautiful UI and the kind of error warning. And if I try to enter, still the same will happen. Now let me try to feed something there, and then again click on login. You can see it has come to the what? To our proper colors, and the error has done what? Has been hidden, and you can see success. Okay, so that's how we can implement. You can go ahead and learn more about these input layouts to simplify your input problems, or when you're collecting the data from what? From the user. As you can see, the user can show his password, can hide his password within a simple way using the input layout and the input text. Okay, so I hope it was very helpful video. If it was, please remember to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and wait for and don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching.